So, you thought Tearlaments were dead? Well, guess again. Like I said in my ban list reaction video, I didn't think Tear was gonna die at that ban list even with the millers gone. But now I'm more certain than ever that the deck is still alive and kicking. Before we begin, make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the new Horus-Resonator Tearlaments deck profile. And I do also, before we start, shout out my wonderful sponsor at Chainlink TCG. Finally, I got this, my own field center, which is great. It looks absolutely amazing. So check them out in the description below. They got a lot of new stuff coming. They're done with me for the moment, but they got a lot of really, really cool stuff. So check it out. Now, let's talk about Tearlaments. We are missing mill power, but we gained an additional room for more engines that we can use. So as always, we're going to try to mill as much as possible, but also play really impactful cards. So the first thing, of course, is Rhinoheart. We're playing 3 because we're not playing Diviner of the Herald anymore. There's no Earth Fairies in this deck, not even Shufflers. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, we just don't need Diviner anymore. We have other access to tuners, and Rhinoheart is a great starter and also a really, really good mill in most cases. We have Havnis, Sheeran, and Merly. Of course, you play all of them. This is what runs your deck. And then we're also playing 3 Tearlaments-Kashtira, a very good asset to the deck. This card will get your engine going. We're playing 2 Malicious for the Destiny Hero package. This card has 2 uses. One, of course, it makes Beatrice, which we still play in this deck because milling any card is really, really good. It's also a dark that enables your Vision Resonator, which we'll talk about in a second. And of course, it is really, really good to send off of King's Sarcophagus. So we are playing this. We're not playing Denier, though, just because we don't have the room and it's kind of a bad card overall. And then we're playing 2 King of the Swamp. Just 2, because you want to access, more paths to other things now that we've kind of lost our way with Diviner. It's not really viable, then King of the Swamp will make sure that you get to a boss monster at the end of the turn. And then for dangers, we're playing 1 Mothman and 1 Nessie. Nessie is an aqua, which is important in this deck. Danger Mothman is a dark. It's a level 4. It has a lot of uses, but this package of 2 of them is really, really good. Now we have 1 Kashtira Fenrir and 1 Pressured Planet Wraithoth, just for additional consistency. I think Fenrir is just really good, and Pressured Planet Wraithoth adds you one of the best cards in the deck, which is Tearlaments-Kashtira. Or it just adds you a Fenrir summon, creates an interruption on its own, and then adds a Tearlaments-Kashtira. It's also a solid mill because you can banish it for Kashtira, so a 2-card package here. And now for the big stuff, we're playing a relatively big Horus package. So we're playing 3 Imseti, we're playing 1 Happy, we're playing 1 Duamutef as well, and I'll explain in a second why. And then we're playing 3 King's Sarcophagus. So why are we playing so many? 3 King's Sarcophagus means that you usually just open them in your hand and have access to sending to the graveyard really good cards like Vision Resonator that we'll talk about, or any other Horus monster set up for your Tearlaments-Kashtira. You send the Destiny Heroes, you send anything that you need to hit the graveyard without having the need to mill it. And also, once you do that, you get to send another name. Why do we play 3 names? So basically, because of the Vision Resonator, we want to be able to make a zombie vampire, right? We'll get to it when we talk about the extra deck, but we want to make a zombie vampire, right? Which is 2 of these. And we also want to make a Baron de Fleur with Vision Resonator and another 8. This is how we get to it. So playing that additional name might not seem as great, right? However, it really does work because of the ratios. So what you need to remember when you're starting your line to go into Baron, try to make the zombie vampire with the Happy and the Duamutef, leaving the Imseti because it's a dark. So if you already have the Vision Resonator in hand, so you don't misplay with it, it needs a dark level 5 or higher on the field to special summon from the hand. And moving on to this portion of the deck, a level 2 tuner, awesome as always, actually is searchable if you send it with Sprite Sprint, you can actually do that, because when it hits the graveyard, it searches for Crimson Gaia, which searches for it. Okay? This is the whole thing. It's a good mill on its own. It searches itself when it's milled because it adds Crimson Gaia. Then you add it, then you summon it, you make a Baron. So your Horus engine gives you not only a Baron, but a Zombie Vampire, which is a mill 4 from both sides, and a special summon from amongst those monsters. 2 Scream, 3 Primeval Planet Pearl Rhino, no need to mention that. Sulliak, 1 Trivikarma, and then for only non-engine of the deck, we are playing 3 Super Polymerization. Again, there are very good discards here in the deck. Now, a few things we're not playing. We're not playing any Foolish Burials because there's not really a 1 card that can get you there. You could play Foolish Burial Goods, but again, you rather just like open Sarcophagus and just empty your hand to the graveyard with things like Trivikarma, Malicious, stuff like that. It gets you where you're going. And we're also not playing Shufflers because there's not really a free way to just send them. They're not as good as just sending them to the graveyard anymore. I'm not sure if they're particularly good in the format. They're obviously good cards. But overall, I decided I'm not playing like the Millers, obviously. I'm not playing Diviner. I really don't want to draw these cards. I want to draw like a Sarcophagus and a Vision Resonator. That's the best type of hand you have. So I cut them entirely. So, no Shufflers. Extra deck. Let's begin. We have the Bahamut and Toad package, and we also have Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. Yeah, not much to say about this. Beatrice is an insane card. Toad and Bahamut is really, really nice. I'm really enjoying this package. It makes your lines to when you start fusion summoning so clear. So I've been really enjoying this package. It's really, really good. And then Zombie Vampire. This is now your main monster in the deck. 2 level 8s, rank 8, detach 1, mill 4 from both sides. Then if there's a monster there, either way, you can special summon it. And it doesn't happen after, right? It happens simultaneously. So you mill, summon it, and then the effect is resolved. Just an insane card, really good with Horus, makes a lot of sense. Links, we have Dark and Sprint here. We also have IP and Little Knight. Because you have more body count on the board than you usually do with this specific build, so I decided to play IP and test it out, and it's been doing really well. So you don't have to end on SP. Sometimes you have like a extra body on the board, so you just end on an IP instead of just going straight into the SP to create another interruption on your opponent's turn. We talked about Baron de Fleur. Really good card that now you don't really need the Shufflers or Mills to play. You just play Vision. It's really, really good. And then Mud Dragon of the Swamp, Garura, Dangerous, Predaplant Dragus Tupelia, Tearlaments-Horus-Resonator, because remember, we are playing the King of the Swamp, and then 1 Kaleido Heart. This is the deck. This is Tearlaments. I've been testing this out. It's been doing really, really well. I've been really enjoying it. So test it out. Check it out for yourself. Yeah, enjoy this video. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment below what you think about this video. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.